Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is the Aries Alchemist, and this is my very first YouTube video. So this is like a trial for me. If you happen to see this, just know that. But so with this channel, I plan on really just dropping spiritual gems, mostly doing collective readings. I would love to eventually do live readings once I get some type of following, but right now I just need to be at the basics, figuring out how to use YouTube in this manner. So for this first video, I'm not going to draw any cards because I don't have anyone's energy to pull. Have 0 people on this bitch, literally just started it. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the cards that I use. And then hopefully next time I'll have at least 1 follower and I can actually do a collective reading. But I definitely plan on doing this at least once a week. So the first deck that I ever got, and the main one that I'll be using, my tarot deck, it's the African American deck. It's smaller than I thought it would be, which is totally cool. It still fits into my hand really nice. But I love the artwork on it. Like, look at this one. Okay, and that's another thing I have to figure out, you guys, when I do these videos. Like, the cards are going to show up backwards. Not that big a deal when it's just a picture, but when it's the sentences, as you'll see, no idea how I'm going to work that out. I mean, I'm going to read it to you, but you know. But I love the artwork on this because usually most of it is taken up by some type of reference to ancient African mythology, typically. And then the top is usually some type of like modern day figure, and so it comes with this little booklet to let us know who it is. So for this 10 of Pentacles card, for example, it lets us know that the bottom, the myth, it's showing Ambri. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce most of these names. But it's the ancestral protector spirits in Gabon. And then the top is Martin Luther King, and it's about family harmony. So, you know, there's a little clue about what's going on in the art, since it's not like a traditional type of tarot deck. And if you know anything about the tarot, we know that the pictures mean just as much as the word when it comes to coming up with an interpretation of it. And so I also have, oh, and please forgive my sniffles. My allergies are kicking my ass right now. But I also have this deck of affirmation cards that was actually a gift to me. And the intent was not to use it to divine, but I just found that I could. And so I have been. I love for every reading, if possible, to end on a positive note. So it's like, if nothing else, what's one affirmation that I can give somebody so that, you know, they can just kind of have an actionable step and some type of positivity in their reading. And then, if anybody knows me personally, these last 2 decks definitely won't be a surprise either. But I have this Cannabis Oracle deck. So if you didn't know, the Oracle decks are different from the tarot decks in the sense that there's a lot less up for interpretation. It literally gives you a sentence on what you should say. So for this Oracle deck, it goes through the major arcana, so this doesn't get pulled in every reading. But like you can see right here, it has the type of strain it is, if it's a hybrid, sativa, or indica, which can be important in your reading if you know about cannabis and what it signifies, and the way that the bud looks. And then, you know, the message down here. So I love this deck. I love. And then I have this beautiful unicorn deck. The artist really took her time and did the messages on it perfectly as it comes to astrology and numerology and other types of divining. And I just think the artwork on it is super beautiful. Look at how pretty that is. I love unicorns. And I love things that sparkle. Like, the art is just so pretty. So I don't read the oracles in reversals at all. And so these ones have a couple of sentences right here. The number is always super meaningful too. Like this breaks down to a 7, and 7s usually have to do with some type of like knowledge or assessment or whatever. So this is about enlightenment. So enlightenment, we know, has to do with like coming to a bunch of spiritual knowledge. So that's what I mean when I say like she really took her time in creating this deck. And then this also comes with a booklet too, which I love because so it comes with more than just the 2 sentences, so a little paragraph, which may or may not apply. But it also has a meditation and an affirmation that go with the card that you drew, which can be super helpful. So it gives people and me, because I still draw a card for myself every day, something to actually do with the reading. So it's not like you just hear it and then you forget and you take the advice or you don't. It's like, hey, here's an actual meditation, affirmation, another affirmation, and all that good information that you got from Spirit to help you change your life if you choose. So these are the 4 card decks I will be using for the readings. So hopefully for this trial video, I didn't say anything super crazy that just turned you off. Hopefully you see this and you're like, oh my God, I love her and the way that she talks. I love her tarot decks. I love the 2 things that she made in her room. And you guys follow me. But alrighty, have a great rest of whenever the fuck I see you again.